Welcome back to the Transfer Daily YouTube channel, where we bring you the latest updates from the football transfer market, and we are in the January transfer window, and I've got some interesting stories here. And starting off in Scotland with Celtic, and Celtic are pushing for the signing of Kieran Tierney. And there's two sides to this story. So Kieran Tierney's contract expires at the end of the season. Arsenal will not renew his contract, so he will become a free agent, which means that Celtic are firmly in the position, because Kieran Tierney is also very open to a return to Scotland and a return to Celtic. So Celtic are close to agreeing a pre-contract and agreeing on terms of Kieran Tierney over a free transfer next summer. And also with Celtic and Tierney, so Celtic have also asked in recent days over the possibility of a loan until the end of the season for Arsenal, and this loan is likely to be one where Celtic pay 100% of the wages for Tierney. So let's wait and see for this one. They're exploring the signing on loan. They're also the heavy favourites to sign him as a free agent next summer, after he's expected to leave Arsenal as a free agent. So let's wait and see. But Celtic, confidence growing that they will sign Kieran Tierney in January on a loan until the end of the season, or as a free agent. Mohamed Salah now, as we all know, his contract, another player who ends at the end of this season, and there's still talks ongoing with Liverpool and Salah. And from what I've been told, there is a contract offer on the table. And from what I know, that Richard Hughes, the sporting director, is only offered what the owners are able to give to the three players. So still there's a contract offer on the table, which Mohamed Salah, from what I've been told at the moment, is unlikely to sign. But talks remain ongoing between the two clubs, the two parties, shall I say, Salah as his agent and also Liverpool, over an agreement, because let's be honest, Salah's keen to stay at Liverpool and Liverpool are keen for Salah to stay. So still very hopeful and optimistic Liverpool that they can agree a new contract. But I'm just going to talk on links at the moment with Salah and PSG and also Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia, obviously, long-term interest in Salah, and as we remember, a few seasons ago they put that bid in for Salah over 200 million, which was rejected by Liverpool. And obviously with Saudi Arabia, they have plans for Mohamed Salah to become the star of the football there in Saudi Arabia, despite Ronaldo being there, due to Mohamed Salah fitting in with the culture and him to be the global superstar of the Saudi Pro League. And there's this appeal to Salah, not at the moment, because Mohamed Salah's priority is to stay in Europe and to stay at Liverpool. So Salah will wait until the end of the season, even from what I know, to wait for Liverpool to try and reach an agreement, because he is desperate to stay at the club. And Saudi clubs, Al Hilal, are very much looking to sign Salah, but Saudi clubs will only make a move for Salah if Salah decides to leave Liverpool or gives some encouragement from the player himself. So at the moment, obviously, a lot of Saudi clubs would like to sign Mohamed Salah, but at the moment it's nothing more than that. And now I'm going to talk about PSG. So PSG's interest isn't as concrete. He's been discussed as an option by PSG at the moment, but nothing more than that, because, like as I've just said, the player is giving full priority to Liverpool. So clubs obviously discussing the signing, this type of thing, but at the moment, nothing more than this. Now, one of the top performers of the Premier League this season, Brian Mbeumo, who has been brilliant since Ivan Toney left Brentford, and before that, and he is a key player for Brentford. And first of all, before the interested clubs, I'm going to talk about the sales in January for Juan Visa and Brian Mbeumo. And Brentford's stance is very clear. There will be no sale in January for any star players or even any outgoings for any players for Brentford this summer. Thomas Frank has also confirmed that. Sorry, I meant to say January there. So despite reports saying that teams will go in and try and sign Mbeumo for in January, it won't happen. And we've seen with Brentford before that they are very strong on the stance, because we know last season teams are looking at Tony in January, but Brentford stayed strong and didn't let him leave. So there we go. But next summer could be a different one, because many top Premier League clubs are monitoring Brian Mbeumo this season and his performances. And from what I can tell you is that Arsenal have been gathering information on the player as he's one of the options to strengthen the attack next summer, as we know Arsenal would like to do. And Manchester United also are closely following the player. It's the two named clubs at the moment, but I guarantee that there's many more clubs looking at Brian Mbeumo. And his contract with Brentford runs until 2026, but he's believed to have an option which Brentford can trigger for a further year, so up until 2027. So next summer could be an interesting one, because he would have a year left on his contract, but you'd expect Brentford to extend or trigger that option for a further year. So many clubs monitoring the situation of Mbeumo, as he's one of the star performers, but at the moment a departure won't happen in January and nothing else. Now, one of the biggest stories of the January transfer window, and it is Marcus Rashford, and I'm going to give you an update here on the situation with Barcelona. So Marcus Rashford was offered to Barcelona by Manchester United, because from what I've been told, Marcus Rashford's agents and Rashford signalled to Man United that his favoured destination is FC Barcelona. And at the moment, from what I've been told, is that Barcelona would have to make room to sign Marcus Rashford. So Ansu Fati's the most likely departure if this happens, because he hasn't been in the squad for the last games. So he is the likely player. And if that happens, then Barcelona could push for the loan signing of Marcus Rashford, because Barcelona appreciate Marcus Rashford. But one thing I will say is that new contract of Arajal could play a part financially. And also, it's not currently a priority for Barcelona. So the priority for Barcelona is new contracts. But if they can, as I've just said, get Ansu Fati out of the club, then it could be a signing who they make to strengthen Barcelona for the last months of the season. And Marcus Rashford would love a move to Barcelona. And as I've said, obviously AC Milan there, Juventus there, Borussia Dortmund, many teams linked or in talks who have had meetings with the agents and Marcus Rashford. But Rashford's preferred destination is Barcelona. And as I've just said, there's already been a meeting with the agents of Marcus Rashford and Barcelona. So there we have it. And this one could be one for where Rashford is, from what I've been told, willing to wait for the last week of the window, the last days of the window, to see if Barcelona can make that transfer happen for Rashford. But if not, he's most likely to move then to Italy on a loan deal. But Marcus Rashford will leave, preferably on loan, without an option to buy. And then Manchester United will next summer more than likely sell Marcus Rashford. Now, some breaking news here, and it is Andrea Cambiaso. And Manchester City have been monitoring Cambiaso for the last months as they are looking for a new left-back. And Matteo Moretta did report this story, and he is, for Juventus, he is an important player, but now contacts have been made between Juventus and also Manchester City, as he is the preferred target for a new left-back. So Juventus and Manchester City are in talks, but at the moment, despite a report from Di Marzio from Sky Italy, there has been no official offer yet. But from what Matteo Moretti has said, it will arrive within the next few days. And the report from Di Marzio says it's around 60 million euros to 65 million euros, which is expected to be accepted from Juventus. And as we've said, very busy January for Manchester City, as they're looking for a new midfielder, new centre-back, a new full-back and a new forward. And that Omar Marmoush deal is one that I spoke about yesterday, and Manchester City want to get done very soon. And Manchester City are already in advanced negotiations on the player side. So Cambiaso close to a full agreement on a contract with Manchester City. So there we go, some big breaking news there. Could be another one for Manchester City. Omar Marmoush deal is one they want to complete by the end of this week. But next up, Andrea Cambiaso. So let's wait and see. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.